My stories are centered around how leveraging a strong meditation practice can help my characters conquer the challenges that they face. So today I really wanted to talk about how I found my way to meditation. Meditation was never part of my life growing up. I found meditation later on in life in the middle of a crisis like a lot of people. And that crisis at the time was the ending of my first marriage in the mid-90s. I had two young kids then. They were both 6 and 4 years old. And at this time, the separation and visitation orders had been put in place. And one weekend, my son told me that he had two daddies. And I don't know, y'all, that threw me off. I was surprised. I said, what are you talking about? So I pushed back. I said, you don't have two daddies. You got one daddy, and that's me. But he pushed back, and he insisted that he had two daddies. He was 4 years old, and all I could think to myself is, why would a 4-year-old say that? As the divorce proceedings moved on, it was true. My son was not my biological child, and my daughter is. And I want to be very clear, I love both of my children. Those two are the best thing ever happened to me. But at this time, when I learned this news, I was already broken, financially, emotionally, mentally, and that news broke me spiritually. I was also being told that I would never see him again once my parental rights were severed and the parental rights were given to the biological father. Long story short, I fought for equal custody of my son with the biological father and my ex-wife. I wanted both my kids in my life. I could not see going to pick up my daughter and not picking up my son. And I'm so fortunate that the judge granted my request and lawfully gave me permission to have both my kids twice a month. And I'll be honest with you, as much as I wanted that, it was a matter of how do you move forward. I was so lost. I was so lonely. And I think most of all, I was mad. I was mad at the world. I was mad at everybody. I was also scared of the unknown. And I was unhappy with my life. I stayed in that place for 5 to 6 years. And that's when I finally came across meditation. And that all started one day inside Barnes and Nobles. I found a book written by the Dalai Lama called The Art of Happiness. And that was the start of my journey.